Hey everyone, welcome to Old Iron Garage and thank you for tuning in. So today we are going to be assembling the carburetor that I cleaned from my Kohler KT17 engine, which is out of my Bolens QT17 tractor. So let's dive right in. Get a nice clean paper towel down here to put the parts on. So let's get the parts. This all cleaned up very nice. So, a little something I tried and was able to accomplish off camera. If you watched my carb cleaning videos on this carburetor, I was not able to get this. I was not able to get this out of there. Yeah, typical for this phone. Not gonna focus. Screwdriver slot there is a little bit mangled. Didn't want to come out. So how did I get that out? I took a Bic lighter. You don't want to apply a lot of heat to this. This is soft metal, aluminum. It'll warp easy. But I literally just, heated one side and the other for a while, and just straight up in there for a while, and just kind of kept going back and forth for a minute, maybe minute and a half. And then I very carefully pinched this in a vise. And then I pushed really hard with the flathead screwdriver and turned firmly, and it came out. Praise the Lord for that, because this still did need a little bit of cleaning. I think it would have ran, but it still needed a little bit of cleaning. So let's reassemble. Make sure my screwdriver is clean. Don't want to put a dirty screwdriver in a clean carburetor. That would be a shame. Just get a little piece of debris in there, and next thing you know, it plugs a little port. No, then I don't want to run right. Before we get too far, hang on. Okay. Just want to snug that before we get too far. I'm going to need this, my rebuild kit. Come on, open. It's greasy. Doesn't want to open. One-handed. I'm just going to go ahead and pour these parts out. The only part of this I will not be using is the new needle seat. Probably wondering why I'm not using it. It's the same exact part. It'll work in here. Problem is, I can't get the old one out. There is not enough space between the carburetor and the needle seat to get any of my sockets down in there. You got to have almost a paper thin socket to do that. And I'm not going to grind down any of my nice sockets. So I just cleaned it really well. It is nice and clean. And that is going to have to do. So this comes with a new needle. I'll use the new needle. with the old seat. I'm going to save that new needle seat though, in case I ever need it and am able to get the old one out. So now that that is assembled, now we test the needle and seat to see if we have a good seal. To do that, with the float in the closed position, you should not be able to blow any air into the nipple that the fuel line goes onto. With it in the open position, you should be able to blow air in there. So we're going to try. Cannot get any air in. Now let's see what happens when I lift it up. Yep, seems to be working. Oh yeah, that's working good. Works even better when you set it right side up. And that's obviously the position the carburetor will be in. So, okay. I also did utilize the new float pin. I will be keeping some of the parts that I've replaced or some of the parts I'm not using because they may come in handy in the future. So, trying to figure out what orientation these two seals go in. Oh, okay. I know where this little one goes. This would be for the needle seat. Yeah, I was wondering. Okay, so now we just put the, now we got that figured out. Now we put the bowl on. I'll put the bolt on the bottom. And we just give it a good snug. These are super easy to strip out, guys. You don't want to over tighten those. It's not going very far into soft aluminum. So yeah, do not over tighten those, guys. Now this long one goes in through the top, down through the main jet. Hey guys, sorry about that. I got interrupted by a phone call. It cut off the video. I forgot to turn on my do not disturb mode. Alright, so continuing on, right where I left off. This long needle goes down into the main jet. I'm just going to turn it all the way down in. And then once I get it all together, I will bench set this carburetor. Now here's another adjustment. Screw. I believe that would be your idle adjustment, and that the long needle would be your, would be your high-speed adjustment, if my assumption is correct. Now the stupid thing. I do not want to drop you on the floor. The idle screw to adjust how low your, or how far closed your throttle can go. We're going to start with that throttle open a fair amount for easy first time starting. Now, there's another gasket I need that I forgot to grab. The gasket that goes between the carburetor and the elbow. I believe this is a Sten's brand gasket. I'm pretty sure. Oh boy. Ah, that's how it goes, I believe. Yes. Like that. Let's get this set on there. Get everything lined up. Oh, it was all lined up. Let's get these screws started. Now snug them up good and tight. Remember, you're going into soft aluminum, so you don't want to go too tight. You will strip it out. Okay, that is assembled. Nice and clean. That is pretty, guys. That is pretty. So now we bench set the carburetor. So the two adjustment screws, you started with them in all the way and you back them out 1/2, 1.5 turns. You can do 1.5 to 2 turns. I always start at 1.5. 1/2, 1, 1.5. Now this carburetor is ready to install and fire up and start adjusting and tuning. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off there. Thank you for tuning in. And if you like what you see here on this channel, there's going to be plenty more of it in the future. So hit that subscribe button. If you have any like-minded friends that like this sort of thing, please send them a link to my channel. Yeah, have a nice day. I'll see you in the next one.